I don't know exactly what it was that made my stomach start churning, but a sudden feeling of dread washed over me. Something felt very wrong with the house. As I got nearer, I could see the glass on the windows had been blocked out and wondered why they'd done that. Maybe they decided to wash the curtains. Yeah, well, I didn't really think they'd done that for a minute, but then I noticed Laddie, our dog, wasn't in the garden like he always was, and neither was the cat. Baffled by this, I walked up to the front and back doors. They were side by side, and I tried to let myself in, but neither door would open. That's odd. I assume they've locked it for a reason. Maybe they've taken a dog for a walk. Ha! That is a first time for everything. But hey, you never know. Trying to rationalize and ignore the yucky, sick feeling intensifying in my stomach, I peer through the window, but I can't see anything. The white paint's been used. It's obviously been put on pretty thickly. So stepping back to check the rest of the windows, I see a small crack higher up. And looking around the garden for some height assistance, I found some broken bricks, a piece of fence, and some large rocks. That'll do. And after several trips, I'd made a fairly decent pile, wedged a fence piece together in amongst the rocks, pretty tight, and decided it was safe enough to stand on to get a better look inside. Feeling more than a little apprehensive, I stepped up on the rock pile, balanced myself outside the window frame, and leaned over to get a look through the crack in the window. What the hell? It's completely empty. Where is everything? I stand there trying to make sense of what I'm seeing, and for a brief moment squeeze my eyes tightly shut. I can hear my heart thumping loudly in my chest and my stomach dropped. Now I really do feel sick. Eventually I open my eyes and take another look through the painted crack. And scrambling and trying to gain some level of understanding, I decide I'm jumping to conclusions. My mind is reminiscent. This is not the same as when Mum left Dad and taking my little sister with her. That was a terrible time 6 months ago. And part of me had understood why she'd gone, but still another part of me felt hurt because she hadn't taken me too. Trying to be sensible, I told myself this is different. It was just possible that they hadn't remembered I was coming back today. And that's why there was no note telling me where they'd gone, telling me what time they'd be back or what I should do when I got home. The way I saw it, that had to be it. There was no other logical explanation. Have you ever been left behind, felt undesired and unwanted, insecure or discarded? Because I know that's exactly what I felt, and more, and I struggled to find anything real in my relationships because of it. I found it almost impossible to trust anything and anyone for a while. And a lot of the time, for many, many years, I was actually totally codependent. Welcome to Morning Mindset. This is week 1 of our series on Making Broken Beautiful. Living life by your design, rather than existing by default. And this series is all about living intentionally. And today is day 2, and the topic is about abandonment. And I've just shared another extract of my story, being abandoned as a schoolgirl at 15 and a half years old. And obviously that had an incredible impact on me, but I didn't quite know what I was going to do with that, except straighten myself up, look the world right in the eye, as I said in my poem yesterday, and get on with it. Because I went back to school, and I tried to stay at school, but Miss Grant, she wouldn't let me go back to school. Sorry, the whole thing just made me a little bit emotional. She wouldn't let me come back to school because I wasn't on full-time education with the school, but that's another story, and I'll share with that another time. But the struggles that you have with abandonment, they come at you in one way or another, and they can make you feel lost and alone and even broken. And if this is the first time you're joining me, I'd love to see where you're joining in from. So say hi. And if you have any comments throughout this and you want to ask me something, say hi too, share with me. I'd love to know what you think. And I want to share with you that I've worked with a lot of my clients who say they feel broken and that it's a problem that feels insurmountable and that the pain feels like it's crippling. And that makes it even easier for you to feel worthless. And you might even think you're broken. Right? And I know I felt for a long time that I was broken and that I'm never going to be able to fix myself. But it's not true. That you can learn to love yourself again because you're not your past. And your past, as I've said of any of my trainings, if you've ever watched any of my others, is our past is by wounded people, and our emotions are a record of the past. So everything you're feeling, someone else helped you feel that way by what they said or what they didn't say or what they did or didn't do. And every day you have an opportunity to reset that mindset and change the way you think about that. So instead of listening to all that negative voice going on in your head, all that negative input that you got from everybody around you, because I grew up in an incredibly negative environment, and everything and everyone around me was dysfunctional, pretty much. Apart from school, I actually threw myself into schooling. And so instead of listening to that negative voice in your head that's telling you you're not good enough and that you're the same as everybody else around you, I want you to start telling yourself that you're capable and worthy of love and happiness instead. I know it's not easy, and conquering what you broke, conquering what broke you is always worth the effort, and because you're worth the effort. And I know I struggle feeling broken because I don't feel broken anymore, but I did used to feel broken, and all the people that I've worked with that have said they feel broken, I can totally relate to that. And it takes time to turn that pain around and make something good out of it. But although saying that, I know a lot of my clients have actually said it's hard to find anything good about being abandoned. And when I ask them to find the good in the lesson, they struggle with that until I give them a different perspective. So, but I want you to imagine all the good that can come from being abandoned. I know for me personally, I wouldn't be the strong, resilient person I am right now. I wouldn't be so resilient and resourceful and know that I can back myself and that whatever comes my way, I can get that. I can deal with it, and I can strive through it because it's made me stronger. And I wouldn't change it. And I know that sounds like a stupid thing, but I wouldn't change it because it's made me who I am right now. And who I am right now is someone who's determined and motivated, and someone who can achieve whatever she puts her mind to. And you can too, because you're not your past, right? I know from being abandoned and being abused and growing up in poverty, because we'll be dealing with that later on in the week, that you can get past all of that because you're not your past, I'm not my past, and it's a reachable goal, right? It can be done. And it's one of the main reasons I actually wrote the book. Oh, that side over there. So the camera switches things around. The other side of me. How feared that? One of the main reasons I wrote that book, the one behind me, is because I wanted to use it. Part of it's biography, and part of it is a guide for you to be able to turn your pain into power. And it's the tools that I used to help me learn how to embrace those feelings of brokenness. And I know when you read that and you share your story, you'll find strength and beauty in your own story too. And when you learn how to surpass that and get past it, you'll become unstoppable, because then you can learn to love yourself, because people can only love us to the extent that we love ourselves, and we can only love someone else to the extent that they love themselves too. So I want to encourage you to take the first step towards your healing, and by addressing the effects that any abandonment you may be experiencing. And the effects of abandonment are huge. I know I became a massive people pleaser, okay? And I was actually a champion at that. No one could have surpassed that. And if you have abandonment issues, you may find that you're doing the same thing, like giving too much or being overly eager to please. And the reason we do that is because we're trying to regain some control over our life. And that comes from, obviously, a fear of being rejected. So what else? I think another thing that was the biggest thing for me was just feeling not good enough. And I had qualifications and experience and knowledge coming out my head because I was a typical forever student. even though I was working as well and bringing up a family, but I still didn't feel good enough. Even when I did a law degree, I didn't feel good enough. And I know that I did my law degree actually just to prove to my father that I wasn't the useless piece of stuff that he used to say that I was. And I won the European Surfing Championship after learning to surf only for 12 months. And I'd also won the British, the Welsh, and the Cornish because I wanted to prove everybody wrong. And I want you to do the same. I want you to go, stop believing when people tell you you're not good enough and just go, I'll prove to you, I'll show you, and go after what you want. Because otherwise you struggle feeling insecure, and you can struggle trusting people because you're not trusting yourself. I know for me, I was always waiting for something bad to happen. Right? So I want you, if you're finding it difficult to trust others, especially in relationship, because obviously that leads to a whole bunch of other problems like jealousy, and you can't trust your partner because you're worried that they're going to do the same thing, or they're going to reject you, or you're going to get hurt. So there's so many things that can go wrong when you have abandonment stuff going on, and that abandonment can come from all different people and places. So if you're holding yourself back and you find it difficult to let people in, again, I know that's something else I did, and you feel you're not good enough, I want you to learn to love yourself. I want you to go after what you want and stop believing that negative voice in your head. So if you can relate to that and you want to share, I would love to know what you have to say about that. Share with me what you're thinking, your thoughts, and how, if you have struggled with any kind of abandonment, share with me your issues, or the main things it's impacting, how it's impacting you. I guess it's what I want to think, because I like self-isolation. Okay, I know that a lot of people stop doing the things that they love to do, and they pull themselves away from social activities because they don't feel that they find it difficult to be around people, and that only leads to obviously further isolation. And it may feel like they get rejected and abandoned by those people if they're not perfect. How many people do you know? I know I used to think I had to be perfect at everything until I got around that too. So all of these things that we're thinking and feeling, we can actually get around, right? And because they get in the way of loving ourselves, and they get in the way of healing. And if you want to heal from a broken past, and it's not that you have to be crazy or anything like that, you can just doubt yourself, right? Constantly work on constantly work on yourself and not worry about people abandoning you, or work on people rejecting you. And if they do that, then you're not your people, right? I know I had a persistent fear of my abandonment happening all over again, and for a long time it took me ages to get over the fact that if I went away, that there would still be a home to come back to when I got there. And so all of these things, find out where you're stuck, the things that are making you lose your sense of self and feeling like you're not good enough, like I said, and because you do deserve to be loved and cared for, okay? And all of those feelings are incredibly damaging, but it's important to remember that they're not true. You're worthy of so much more. And just because someone else can't see the worthiness in you, just because someone else can't see how amazing you are, and you are amazing, right? You're a human being. You're still here. If you're listening to me, that means you've come through so much and you've already done the hard work. And now you can actually reap the benefits of that hard work. You've already gone through the worst of it, okay? And you're on the other side of it. Now it's what you do with that, right? You can live a life where you're feeling worthy. And if people leave you, then they weren't good enough for you anyway, all right? And if you think that your partner is going to leave you and you're not good enough for them, talk to them about that and get them to reassure you, all right? Because I know with a little bit of patience, you can conquer those insecurities and you can create a beautiful story for yourself. I know I'm taking you somewhere next week to show you just exactly how you can do that, okay? Because I struggled for a long time. And then I decided, you know what, this is not going to be my life, my parents' life. And what they treated me, what they said to me and how they treated me was not going to be my life. So you can recover from this, right? You're not your past. And I want to leave you with this thought that recovery is possible when you're ready, right? Think about that. How long have you been struggling with it so far? So when you're ready and you want to heal yourself and you're ready to reset and start again, and you want to unleash that best version of yourself, I want you to know you don't have to do it alone, okay? I'm here for you. And if you can share with me how you want to do that, or how you've been stuck so far, and let me be your guide and your mentor. Even book a readiness call and let's fix this. Let's make your Let's make your broken beautiful together. Okay. I can help you find your passion, your purpose, I promise. And there's a worksheet today that goes with this, and it's around people that develop abandonment issues for a number of reasons, right? And they never think about fixing them. We just go on with life thinking, well, it's just the way I am, it's just the way it is, all right? But there's consequences of living with that abandonment, and it can be very damaging to your mental and emotional health, as well as your physical health, because it all ends up becoming physical, right? And I know what that's like, but I also know what it's like to feel broken and not live by my own passion and my own purpose and live someone else's life. But like I said, recovery really is possible. And you don't need to continue to suffer or be fearful, because, you know, there's therapy, people there that can help you and help you understand your fears and to work through them in a healthy way. Now, as I say, there is a worksheet that goes with this training, and you should be able to find that. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. If you would like some professional help, I'd be happy to be your mentor and guide and help you through it all. So that's it for me today. On Thursday, we're not here tomorrow. On Thursday, we'll be addressing the issue of poverty. So again, as always, I thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I am super grateful for your time. And if you found this helpful and motivating, I really would love some feedback. And if you would help others change their lives for the better too, you can do that by sharing all of these mini trainings. And obviously, if you want to keep up to date with the latest trainings, be sure to join my online community and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As always, my greatest wish is for you to be mind fit, so you can live your best life and live it with passion. Reset, be authentic, and be you. And then if you want to hang out with me as I answer your comments, and if you're watching me on any other channel, please see me on YouTube and LinkedIn after this video. Choose a different pathway. Don't go down that one. You've been down there before. Perfect. I would love for you to support me, subscribing to my YouTube channel. Let's see, do we have any comments? There they are. I was wondering if we had any today. Good morning, Mark Sullivan from YouTube. Yay! Parker joining from LinkedIn. I now have your book gifted to me by a very nice person. Awesome. Let me know what you think, Parker. August says, I will be buying your book soon. I love how you start with reading from the book. Thank you, August. I love that too. And High Tech Mother joining from YouTube too. Good morning, Coach Pamela. This is from your book. I have read this. I love that. Thank you for reading. From A Tripod, how can I find this book and where can I buy it? Joining from YouTube, you can find that on Amazon, and actually a ton of bookstores, but Amazon's probably the easiest one. And good morning from Singapore. Oh, fantastic. How's the weather in Singapore? And Hannah Smith, hey, beautiful lady from Facebook. Hello, beautiful lady to you too. Thank you for joining me. And someone from Texas on Facebook. Hello from Texas. Sorry, it says Facebook user. I can't say hello to your name because unless you give me permission, it won't let me see your name. And High Tech Mother says, I can so relate to growing around dysfunctional people. Yeah. So when I found a perfect loving man, it took me time to accept that he really loved me. 100%. I still sometimes struggle with that. It's hard to believe that you're worth loving, and it's forever. It's a growth thing that you're going to keep finding things that maybe, and then that doubt creeps in, and you just got to deal with it at the time rather than just let it percolate and get bigger. Mark Solomon says, I have read that story many times and still can't imagine how hard that must have been. It is, but we deal with so much and we just get on with it, don't we? And from A Tripod said, this is making me so emotional. I do feel jaded about friendships and love. But my book, when you've got that tripod, you'll be able to find that. All the tools in there to help you get through that. And yes, you can, we all can. We have to believe in ourselves, and nothing is stupid in this. You're a winner, and you're a winner too. The fact that you're even watching this and taking some action means you're a winner, and you'll get there. Hannah Smith says now, who you right now is pretty fucking awesome. I think I don't know if I should have been bleeped out, Hannah. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being you, Miss Hannah. I know your story too. August Carlson, haha, make your Make your mind which side? Right. Parker, LOL, that was funny. Where did the book go? Oh, I know, right? Oh, right, got it. Yeah. I should have just done books either side. It's because everything switched around. I bought 9 copies of your book a few weeks ago and gifted to my friend. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you. Olga says, I think we become so used to wanting their approval that we stop thinking on our own. You know, we do that from the minute we're little. We want mum and dad's approval, and we're always used to doing what everyone tells us to do. And when they say no, you go, oh, okay, rather than going, well, I do want to do that. So yeah, we're always told what to do, and that's how we've grown up. Parker says, oh yeah, abandonment can happen in all kinds of relationships, even in friendships or work or team. 100%. Yeah. And Parker says, I felt abandoned when people judged me, even during my recovery from addiction. Very few people supported me during the recovery. It was very hard. They don't understand, do they, Parker? They just judge you from the behavior that you have and where you're at and what you're doing. I worked with a client yesterday, and it's about helping him see that his sister was just dealing with the reaction that she was getting based on her programming and her conditioning. It's not really about what's going on right there. They don't see you for you. They see you for what they are, right? People see you for who they are. I think it's probably the easiest way of saying that. And High Tech Mother says, I totally hate the concept of perfect. There's no such thing, is there? I would rather be me with my flaws. People use perfectionism to break our confidence. They do. There's no such thing as perfectionism. It doesn't exist. Yeah, rejecting, that's it. Exactly. August says, that's it. Those who leave us are never worth our time. 100%. If they're not in your life, they were never meant to be there. They came in for a reason and they're gone. They did whatever that reason was, whether it's to show you who you don't want to be. That's maybe why they were there. They're also teaching. Let them go. They're lost. 100%, Parker. You know, and Tripod says, a tripod. I love that. Unleash the best version of yourself. That's powerful. Because there's always a better version of yourself. I'm still working on my next best version. You never want to stop growing. And yes, the suffering is truly real, but there is hope. You know, I think we need that adversity to be able to dig deeper, to find out who we are and what we truly believe in, because we get complacent otherwise if we don't dig deep. Unless we're actually pushed into a situation, you never know quite what you're capable of. So this is a really good session, says High Tech Mother. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, High Tech Mother. I'm glad for sharing. And August says, we are grateful for you. Thank you, August. I'm grateful for you being there too. Mark Sullivan says, break away from your pre-programming and live your life. That's a great message. Thank you, Mark Sullivan. That's awesome. Great comments, guys. Great feedback. I love the fact that you're sharing with me. And I would love for you to share, subscribe to my channel. Remember, do whatever you need to do. Stay in touch. Send me some feedback. Give me whatever comments you need, and I'll try and answer them. Turn on that notification bell. And if you really love the content, please share and comment away. I would love that. That would be amazing. And I will see you on Thursday.